Hi, my name is Maxine. I got into this line of work because my grandson is autistic and I wanted to help other families benefit from the Parents as Caregivers program, just like my family has. When we first started, we were very happy. In our first month with the DDD, we received our first audit. It was very helpful and perfect for making communication with the DDD and us. This allowed us to discuss missing paperwork, missing payments, problems on either side, and was very much guidance from the state, so that we could move forward correctly. Unfortunately, even though this was supposed to happen periodically, this never happened again. As we began to expand and grow, hired many people especially in low-income urban zones, to help people who needed it the most first. Many of our clients and caregivers to this day have not had a single complaint. In fact, we have never had a health or injury complaint once, since we began in 2021. Around March, we experienced the first of what would be many late payments from the DDD. We never expected that the state would pay late. We were also informed that regardless whether the state pays on time or not, they expected us to pay clients, staff, office expenses, marketing, systems and rent regardless of whether the state paid us or not. We were informed that per our contract, they are allowed to pay 30 days late if they chose to. Our company suffered, including our caregivers and staff. But we continued to work through it because all of us were in this to help disabled children, not just for a paycheck, as we have proven time and again. Some of our clients had informed us that the DDD told them their hours were approved, so they believed we had been paid but were withholding the money. We spoke with DDD and the higher-ups informed us that they should not be saying that. Having hours approved and being paid out is a completely different thing. Even after hours are approved, they have to be paid, go through bank systems and other checks, then be sent to us, where they would go through banking systems again, which takes many business days. Finally, we were back to work. All problems had been fixed. But during that time we did receive a few complaints. These were fixed, but we did not know they had triggered something else. Around this time we had also received complaints from the DDD staff for back billing, that they themselves had approved. Many of our clients had been waiting for years and providing services, this is why DDD could approve it. The complaint was, their hours were now used? But DDD approved these hours. It would have been nice to receive another audit, but it didn't come. What did come though? Another month of non-payment. We didn't think the state would be such bad payors. After this second time, we sat down and decided we needed to save more money, which meant not receiving pay for those who helped start the company. This way when DDD was late, we would be ready. Unfortunately, we were about to experience late pay for more than 30 days. On top of a new fiscal year problem that apparently happens every year. They implemented a new system because the billing system was flawed. Who would have guessed that? Just kidding. But this meant we needed to learn the new system, have multiple bills frozen and would be receiving hundreds of calls from caregivers asking why there was no pay. All of this information should have been known by the DDD fraud department, because it was happening to every company. Not just ours. But apparently they did not know. On January 1, 2023, there was an update to the DDD billing system that would put hundreds of companies into non-payment. Multiple companies who had done nothing wrong were in a morning meeting daily with DDD trying to get their bills through. How the fraud investigation team did not know this, I do not know. This lasted for months. From January to March, no payment was received. Fortunately, we had saved over $400,000 for just such a time. This was not nearly enough. We went 3 months with no pay, while we continued to pay staff and clients out of our own personal savings. We were then informed that on March 7th we would receive no pay. Because there was 19 complaints throughout the whole year of 2022. 19 complaints we resolved that were not our fault. Later the fraud investigator changed it to 80 complaints. That's because 60 new complaints came in during March and April when we finally exhausted all funds and had not been paid for 5 months. During this time we did receive an email from the head of billing stating that we should have been paid up until March 7th. Unfortunately, they also stated they had no control over the system to fix this. Also, DDD had been accepting federal money in form of a program called ARPA in our behalf and had not paid it out to us. So the whole time we were operating from a much lower payout than we should have been. They promised we would receive this pay by April 18th, a year and a half after it should have been paid. Unfortunately, this also was not received. We went to court with Access, starting in July. During these trials, the fraud investigator admitted that he did not know about the billing problems. Had he known, most likely we would never have been in this situation today. DDD took all 350 clients from us. People we built relationships with. People we spent money to train and help. We were being accused of fraud and possible jail time. All of this because of a bad billing system that had to be replaced. I want to encourage you to take time to read these emails. This is just a small part of the evidence of what is owed and why. Our attempts to appeal these things have fallen on deaf ears. We finally got to the point where we are asking for compensation for all these families and our employees. Thank you for watching. We made this video because we believed it would be easier to digest the timeline this way. There are much more emails and evidence of us reaching out, proving these matters to be true. Many denied bills. Many DDD staff apologizing for the errors. We have come up with a solution for this though, and we would like to get back to work and implement it into our system. We believe this will benefit everyone.